Hello and welcome to the Meeple Mentor YouTube channel, where we're going to do a review of Klaus Teuber's Rivals for CATAN. I'm Jared, and with me is Holly, like always. Rivals for CATAN is a two-player game. It is a card game, not like CATAN, where you've got tiles to place out and different locations that you're trying to take over the other player. This one, you have your own town made up of cards in a horizontal row, and everyone starts with two settlements that are connected to 6 regions. Thereby, every region has one of the face values 1 to 6, and in this game, no matter what number is rolled, 1 to 6, you always get something. That's a big difference. Now, original CATAN, we played that. This is a big difference. I mean, what are your initial thoughts?
I really enjoyed this. I did like original CATAN, but I could see where some people were miserable because it can be a miserable game. It can be very take that. I didn't win.
It's very competitive.
I didn't even get close to winning. So
and very luck driven.
Yes, it's a struggle, but this is very much more forgiving. It just seems like you can manage better. The robber was a big thing. You do have something similar, but if I'm not mistaken, you still get something even if you roll it, right? If you have like a certain protection or something.
So there's a, it's called a brigand attack. Mm-hmm. And so if that's a 1 out of 6 chance, you lose all your sheep and gold. And gold is a new resource here that's only used for certain types of cards or as a trading type of resource. So it's not as harsh as losing all the brick or wood or something like that. But yeah, you do still have that, you know, if you have 7 or more resources total, you still lose those things.
Yes, unless you have cards to protect you. You do have cards that you can play strategically beside those regions that will protect them in the event of a brigade roll.
Yeah.
So that's really helpful. There's just, I feel like it's more player friendly. If you're not super competitive, like I'm not super competitive, I don't like to feel like I don't like to feel like I'm fighting for my life.
Someone else's, you know, gameplay or let someone else mess up yours.
I really don't.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know what I'm doing in front of me, and I'm not going to mess with you. Don't mess with me.
Right. This definitely reduces that.
It does.
But it also, you know, it's 2-player only. So, you know, if you have 3 or more people, you still have to play the original CATAN.
Yeah.
But if you are 2 players and you want the CATAN experience, because I don't know if CATAN has modded 2-player variant rules.
I don't know.
But this is a great 2-player way to play CATAN. And partly because of what we were just saying, like it reduces a lot of the competitiveness, and the fact that everyone starts with, you know, 6 resources that are going to be rolled every turn, you know, 1 to 6. And so instead of 2 dice being rolled, it's 1 for that. And then the other die is a unique one with unique die faces. So there's different events that trigger with that extra die. One of those 6 sides is the brigand attack, where you lose, you know, potentially resources if you have a lot. The others, there's the trade roll. So whoever has the most trade icons on cards in their town or their region, I guess, whatever you call it.
Settlement? I don't know.
Yeah, because you got settlements, you got cities. You have regions, which are your cards for. It's like your own area, your little
municipal.
CATAN. The CATAN of Jared.
There it is.
So, but whoever has the most of those icons gets to steal a resource from the other player, but you do have to have at least 3 of those trade icons to earn that. Having 3 trade icons and having the most also gives you a little token, which is worth a victory point. There's also the wheat or the grain, you know, roll on that die.
Harvest deal. The
harvest, yeah. So everybody, it just helps everyone. Everyone gets to choose 1 resource of their choice to gain. There's the... What was the other one?
The harps.
The harps. It's a celebration, I think we called it.
Something like that.
So whoever has the most harps gets an extra resource of their choice. If there's a tie, ties are friendly. You both get a resource. There's also, you can earn a strength token for having the most of those strength icons in your town, and that's worth a point for having the token. There's a die face with a question mark. And when that happens, the roller will draw the top card off the event deck and resolve what it says. And then there's a trigger at the fourth card from the bottom called the Yule. And whenever that's revealed, you reshuffle the deck and then you add the Yule back into that fourth spot from the bottom and draw again. So they refresh, the deck like that. But basically that's how it proceeds until someone gets, to 10 points. Now, the basic game's, I think, just to 7 points. And then it includes in the original box here some extra, not variants, but added content that are mixed into the game to, give you new cards to use. The cards could be buildings or people. Do you want to talk about how that works? So that's a new thing.
So I actually didn't get that many people in my town. It looked neat. They had very beneficial things that they could do for you. But I think I only got one, and she was great. She added like a couple strength, I think, and like 3 harps. That's how I got you on the harp thing.
The people are great about adding icons to your city.
Yes.
But sometimes not abilities, I guess.
Yeah, I noticed that they strike you as blank when you see them, because I actually had a question and I was like, what does this do?
What is the purpose for this? And it gives you 5 different icons that boost, these other effects when that rolled.
It's like you have to notice it elsewhere on the card because there's no text to guide you, but it's really powerful, so it's worth noting.
And the building cards.
Yes, I enjoy the buildings too. They're good for extra production, protection, as stated earlier. Like, you can't take anything from these during a brigade.
And some of them are trading houses, essentially.
Yes.
So they, just having it will help, trade something instead of 3 to 1, 2 to 1.
Yes.
And I don't even think those have to be next to the region that they operate in. Some are location based.
The Abbey is connected to one of the die rolls, if I'm not mistaken.
I thought there was a card or an event card that said like anybody with an Abbey.
Yes. So that is the die roll because it's an event card. That's where I'm connecting it. But yes, the Abbey made it exempt from whatever was on the card, or they got a bonus or something like that. So it's beneficial. There are some unique buildings that can really help you along the way. Yeah. And placement is really important and really interesting. So,
and it's all through cards. So they're all square cards. The roads, the cities, the settlements, the buildings, the people, they're all square cards. And you start out with a road and 2 settlements. And across, or I guess diagonal to the settlements, are where the regions are positioned. And then any buildings or people that you want to add to your town go above and below those settlements, which when you upgrade to a city, you just buy the city card and cover the settlement up. And then in addition to being worth 1 extra point, it allows more building slots at the top and bottom. So normally a settlement will hold 1 on top, 1 below. A city will do 2 on top, 2 below. And again, sometimes the adjacency of these things really matters because of how the regions are positioned.
Was it a person or a building that allowed you to change the position of one of your regions?
So I believe that was an action card.
Really?
So there are some cards that are neither people or buildings, but they're just a 1-use action card, and then they're one and done, and they're just like a free thing you can do on your turn if you have it in your hand. So you're gonna always have a hand of, I think it's 3 cards. You can, at the end of your turn, exchange a card with 1 in the deck and put it under the deck and then draw off the top. Or you can pay 2 resources and pick a deck and look through it and choose one that you want from that deck. And that's a pretty cool power to have. At any given moment, you can say, I've looked through that. I know what I need. Let me go ahead and grab it.
I didn't think to employ that, but I have no regrets.
Yeah, no, it was a very, very close game. The first couple that we did, it was really 1 turn away from either of us winning. So it was very close. It's a lot of fun. It adds nice artwork to the game, where before Catan had just minimal artwork. I feel like these kind of put a little bit more emphasis on how everything looks on the cards. And there are no tiles, there are no wooden components. you just got the dice. You've got those plastic the 2 tokens that give you points for having the trade control or the strength control. And that's pretty much it, you know. It's pretty straightforward. It plays much faster, I felt, than regular Catan. Of course, it's 2 players.
I agree, yes.
So if you like Catan, but you want a little bit of a different experience and you want to play it 2 players in a unique and fun way, then I would definitely recommend
more forgiving setting.
Rivals for Catan if you can pick it up. I will say there's some great expansions available for Rivals for Catan.
That could be cool.
Add some really cool game mechanisms that I recommend you check out. So that's my recommendation. I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And if it can get somebody that is maybe not so big of a fan of Catan to maybe give it another chance or experience it in a different way, why not?
Absolutely. So go check it out. Thanks for watching. I've been Jared.
I'm Holly.
Bye-bye.
Bye.